Hello, I'm Stanley. Today we are going to talk about Tell me about yourself, a good answer to this interview question. Before we start, if you are new here and you would like to stay up to date with my latest videos and cool job seeking tips, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking the red big button below this video and turn on notification. Welcome back. Talking about yourself should be the easiest thing to do. After all, who knows you better than you? Smiley face. But for some strange reason, nearly every interviewer can agree that giving a good answer to the question "Tell me about yourself" during a job interview can be one of the toughest and most stressful things to do. But what is it about this seemingly simple question that is such a thorn in your side? Well, it can come down to a few things. Why are they asking this? What are they looking for in my answer? What is the best strategy for giving them what they want? As these questions start to mount inside your brain, it's likely that your level of stress is growing along with them, and that doesn't make for the most comfortable of job interviews. It's also not lost on employers that, although a common interview question, it still has the tendency to fluster or stump candidates. By answering this question well, you are setting the tone for the interview as someone who is confident, good under pressure and attentive to the qualifications of the position. Some interviewers might approach this question as an icebreaker by using your response to spark casual conversation to get to know you better, while others may move directly into other interview questions after you respond. What you should not say. Many job candidates make the mistake of answering this question with talk of something personal. Some even launch into their life story, starting with their hometown and continuing on through their college graduation. Alternately, others share descriptions of the problems in their current job, explaining that they applied for this position because their boss is a micromanager, or their employer won't allow them to work a flexible schedule. And some job seekers simply summarize their resume, going point by point through their work experience and education history. All three of these responses can quickly send your new job dreams down the tubes. If you answer with either of the first two, hiring managers see a red flag, an indication that you're not that serious about the position or simply trying to escape a bad situation at your current job. And if you go with the third approach, you're throwing away an opportunity. You can assume the interviewers read your resume before inviting you for the interview, and they don't need you to walk them through it. How to structure your answer. Okay, so you understand that you need to tailor your response to the company and position you are interviewing for by emphasizing the qualities that they desire in their perfect candidate. But how exactly do you do that for Tell Me About Yourself? The best way to do it is to provide a success story that highlights the quality that you are trying to demonstrate. A success story is an example from your past work experience that clearly demonstrates you succeeding in some way. For example, a time that you solved a problem, excelled in a difficult situation, or used a certain skill to get the job done. Tips for answering. Tailor your answer to the role and company. Keep it professional, but inject some passion into your answer if you feel comfortable. Be succinct, and definitely don't recite your resume. Whatever you do, don't waste this time regurgitating every single detail of your career. Most people answer it like they're giving a dissertation on their resume, but that's only going to bore the interviewer to tears. Practice, but don't memorize. You don't want to wait until you get this question in a live interview to try out your answer for the first time. Think through what you want to convey about yourself ahead of each interview, and practice saying it out loud. Another tip. Know your audience. As with any interview question, or conversation for that matter, you'll want to make sure you understand who you're talking to. You might get some form of "Tell me about yourself" at every single stage of the interview process for a job, from the phone screen through final rounds, but that doesn't mean you have to give the same exact answer every time. Another tip. Keep it positive. If you were fired or laid off from your last job, this probably isn't the best moment to mention it. There's a time and place for everything. You don't have to cram it all into this answer, Campos says. If you view this as your first impression professionally, give them a window into that, but don't give them everything. The conversation's not ready for that. Remember, this is often your first impression, and it matters. Even if the powers that be aren't making an irreversible determination shortly after the conversation begins, a first impression can color the rest of the interview. If you have to spend the rest of the time making up for a bad opening, you're in a very different position than if you gave a succinct, confident, and relevant answer right off the bat. Let me give you a strong example answer to this interview question. Here's an example of an excellent response to tell me about yourself for a job seeker applying for a senior administrative assistant position with a clean energy company. I've been working as an administrative assistant for 3 years. At my current job in the finance department of a mid-sized company, I handle scheduling, meeting and travel planning for 4 executives and 20 staff members. I also help prepare correspondence, presentations and reports. I'm known for being a detail-oriented, well-organized team player. I never miss deadlines, I'm a good communicator, and I can juggle multiple tasks at once. In my performance reviews, my supervisor always notes that he appreciates my professionalism and enthusiasm for the job. With this experience under my belt, I'm looking for an opportunity to take the next step in my career. I'm hoping to do so in an organization like yours that works to improve the environment, which is something I'm passionate about. Before we end, if you are new here and you would like to stay up to date with my latest videos and cool job seeking tips, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking the red big button below this video and turn on notification. Remember to give a thumb up if you like this video. Thank you for watching.